my thoughts on a hot topic that is going on right now in the Final Fantasy XIV community. Now, these players that have been expressing their concerns on an announcement that Naoki Yoshika has made for the said community, and what he did say that he is releasing the jump potions. Now, the thing of it is, though, is that it's been stated. I don't know how true it is, but it's already been testing over in the Korean servers, excuse me. And one of the things is that the players are expressing set deep concerns regarding to just how it will purvey a imbalance in the game. One of the key features, however, is that you are able to actually jump levels from levels 1 through 50. Okay, you can also just jump the story lore, or rather the lore of the game, which of course to me I feel like that's really the prominence of Final Fantasy XIV. That's really the staple of this game. I feel that the story is heavily immersive, and the immersion factor of it is bare none compared to any other Final Fantasy, or rather to any other MMORPG title. All right, and to me, I feel like the story is one of the best features in Final Fantasy XIV, let alone almost in any Final Fantasy game. I really enjoy the story in this game. So the deal is that the praise comes from just, you're given that option to just skip the levels and skip through experiencing, all the, to just go through, instead of just going through the tedious task of, of leveling and gaining experience. You can just skip through all that, just skip the 50, just go, whichever class that you're on, and you're able to access most of the skills and the skill points and the features and all that. I mean, that's pretty cool, right? And the downside of it being is that some players have really expressed concerns of how it will imbalance the game. One of the things being is that if new players are introduced to this game, and if they're given the option to skip set levels, well, they would actually take that opportunity to get it, and then overall they'll just completely skip that factor. They'll just completely skip it. All right, they'll just completely just miss all the good things, the good parts about this game. And to be quite frank with you, I don't blame them, you know what I mean? But there are some good sides and downsides of this. And for me personally, I feel that when it comes to Final Fantasy XIV, there are some tedious factors to this. Yes, I'm not saying this game is absolutely the most perfect game, but it really stands out amongst the crowd, if you catch my drift. And my thing being is that with Final Fantasy XIV, when you're playing this game, you are immersed into one of the better RPG experiences that you can really ever imagine on a console game, even let alone PC. But for those who are PC players and have possibly touched dang near every last MMO, game out there, I'm pretty sure this does not apply to you. But for me, that has grown up into RPG games such as Phantasy Star, Final Fantasy, Suikoden, those games of that nature, this really appeals to me in terms of lore and of course the competitiveness of this game, even though I don't really play PvP. But the thing of it is, though, is that when you really introduce jump potions, you're washing away that experience from the players. And of course, one of the many things that when I tell my friends, hey, you should check this game out, because if they're really curious, if they're watching my channel, they're seeing this game in action and they're like, wow, this game looks really cool, and I'm telling them this is really one of the games you really want to check out. If you're really into RPG games, especially Final Fantasy titles, this is for you. And if you just want to take that into an MMO experience where you can basically socialize, you can glamour, you can stylize, you can take things to take your gaming, the gaming direction to a competitive nature, this game has a bevy of options for you. That's something, that will entice them, and more so the story would definitely entice them if I was to tell them that. But when you really, but if they were to really be introduced to that washes away that entire experience, because now at this point they could say, well, I don't want to experience the story, and instead rather they'll just level from 1 to 50, and overall it's more of like they're not capturing the essence of this game. They're not capturing the intricacies and the possibly the timeless, the timeless factors of this game, and instead rather it's more of like they're coming in, with their pants down and not knowing where to wash, where to wash first. You know what I'm saying? If you get my drift with that. So, I think the purpose of the jump potions are to utilize these said potions to, what I'm saying, to really just kind of benefit your alternate characters. I feel that if you were to use these jump potions, which for me I have like over 22 characters, and if I were to really use them, say if I'm on my other character, I'm just like, man, I don't want to go through the tediousness of leveling up over again. Granted, don't get me wrong, I think the replay value in this game is pretty nice. The story is really good, but sometimes you just don't. I mean, I don't want to sit through and just level up my characters again, in spite of the fact that players will say that it takes them a week to do so, and when I tried to do it, it took more than a week. And sometimes people don't have that time to really just sit down for 10 hours straight just for them to level up. Granted, I have the ability to do so, but my thing is that if I just don't really feel like wanting to sit down and just, take that week just to level up my character up to 50 or even level on 60, then overall my thing is that I should have that option to do so, especially if I'm on an alternate character. But what are some of the solutions that that Square Enix can possibly implement, so where it can possibly bring some balance to the jump potions if they were to release it? Well, I hope that they would take suggestions to this, and I hope you guys can really pass this video around. First off, I think that if you were to really introduce the jump potions, okay, I want you to understand that these jump potions, I don't know much about WoW, but people have complained that the community in WoW has really messed up due to the jump potion features that are in that game. And then you also have the EXP boosters that are in DC, which are beneficial because they encourage you to play with with multiple characters. So that's your immersion, your way of immersion into the game in terms of superhero action and things like that. And it's really cool if you were to utilize the experience potions there, or rather the experience boosters there, so you can kind of level up your characters quicker and faster. However, not necessarily zipping from like 1 to 30 in less than a minute, or less than 30 minutes, or even an hour, or whatever. But the thing of it is that with this game, that's what the jump potions are supposed to be. So I feel that if you were to, for any player who are new to this game, and if they are, if they're starting off in this game, and if they have like multiple characters to choose from, or rather they create multiple characters, at least they should have one character to level 50. After level 50, you give them an option to either purchase the jump potions in game, all right, at a lucrative price, of course, not too expensive, but just at a lucrative price, so they could possibly use it on another character of theirs on their account, or you have it available, you have it available in the market rather than at the MOG station. Granted, most people will use the jump potions to after the A Realm Reborn story, they would kind of use it to possibly go from 50 to 60, or even when Stormblood comes out. If this was to release alongside with Stormblood, they would possibly just skip the story altogether and just go from 60 to 70. It sucks, but that's an option that you'll be purveying to these players, and they would miss out on the set intricacies and the possible timeless essence of the game, but within the lore. But at the same time, you're giving them that option to do so. My thing is also is that, and I personally think you could possibly do this in a very story, if you would really kind of like do this in somewhat of a sentimental way, or more so kind of put some emotions to it, give them the feels, if you will. If they were to use the jump potion, okay, after they would leveled up their character to 50, and you give them that option to do so. The thing of it is that if they were to use the jump potion, okay, Heidelin, okay, will just pop out of nowhere to simply say, the following things that, the following experiences you may miss. Especially if they were to jump from 50 to 60. Heaven's Ward storyline, the key items that they could possibly use for their glamour gear or whatnot. In game, in game, rather story only missions, or rather story only items that they were able to obtain through the game, and now it's no longer available to them. I mean, give them that option, to say, okay, this is some stuff that they're missing. But if they were to opt for this, if they were to opt to use the jump potions, then, are you sure you want to, you wish to, to miss this storyline? Then yeah, here you go. If they say yes, congratulations, you went from level 50 to 60. There you go. You got what you want. You didn't get anything else. You didn't get the experience from the story, but you got what you want. All right, and I think that would definitely be a good option for players to really kind of think twice on what they're getting. And I'm not saying really kind of make them feel super bad, but kind of like get them to understand that this is what you're doing, this is what you're getting yourself into. Now we all don't know how these jump potions will work. We don't know at all how this will be implemented and how it will, the potion would definitely be, really, to be honest with you, we just don't know how it works. We don't know whether or not if it's just going to work on all of your classes, if it's going to work on just one class that you choose. I mean, we don't know. We don't even know whether or not if it's going to be just story only, or if it's just going to be, just level specific, or they may release 2 types of jump potions. I don't know. We all don't know. All we can do is just wait until they come out. But like I said, I understand some of the concerns, but I feel that overall the jump potions are there just for you to utilize for your alternate characters. And it makes sense, because if you don't want to go through the story again, it's just an option. I'm pretty sure some of you guys out there would just enjoy that story too much to go through it again and again and again. But if you, but for yourself, for those that just don't want to go through that again, I mean, yeah, have that option for them to, to use it. And even then, personally, even if you was to purvey that option to them, they know what they're getting themselves into, and you're not necessarily really missing much if there's some key items that you would miss, especially like a couple of minions or whatnot. You could possibly just, get them from the market board, especially if you're making lucrative money, or rather lucrative guild, if you will. So, but other than that, this is just some bits and pieces of my thoughts. I will actually convey this into an article over at my website at atohproject.blogspot.com. You guys be sure to just hit the subscribe button if you do enjoy this video, and of course just share your thoughts down in the comment section. Let me know what you think. A big shout out to Mr. Detective Hildebrand. You will definitely see him around the Midgar Swarmer. He's actually he's actually really funny. And also just a big shout out to Mild Hot Sauce. This guy's definitely a jubilant person for him to be a huge Rogan in, but just wanted to give him a shout out to, or even 3 or 4, really, to be honest with you. So nothing but love to everybody out there that that does continue to watch my channel and of course watch these videos. But again, share your thoughts in the comment section. Let me know what you think, and if you think that these ideas are pretty cool, if you have some ideas of your own, again, share your thoughts. Until then, guys, be blessed. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas to each and every one of you guys out there. Stay safe, and by His grace, Sho'Nuff.